It was a warm summer day in last June, when a teenager from Alabama nearly lost her life to a vicious bull shark attack that left her without an arm and a leg. Today's story is truly terrifying. Authorities in Florida had to close beaches last June after a series of shark attacks in Walton County, Florida. 3 people were injured, including 2 Mountain Brook, Alabama teens. The mother of one of those teens, Lulu Gribbin, shared the story online. She said that she, Lulu, and her twin sister Ellie arrived at the beach Wednesday in last June as part of a trip with friends. It was our first mother-daughter beach trip, and we were all incredibly excited, said Ann Baker Gribbin. Our first 2 days were amazing on the beach, being with friends and going to dinners. Ellie noted that leading up to the event, we, quote, tanned, swam in the ocean, played volleyball, and just had fun, recalled Ellie in the release. We borrowed a boogie board and a hot pink sparkle flask to bring out with us to the second sandbar, since it was very far away and extremely deep. In between the first sandbar and the second sandbar, we found lots of sand dollars and wildlife. As soon as we got to the second sandbar, we realized that something was off. So we each swam down to touch the bottom, then quickly paddled back to shore because we were scared. Lulu's twin says that after returning to shore, the girls relaxed in the summer sun before wading back to the water again, where they made new friends and enjoyed the cool waves. After we were swimming with them for what felt like days, they, the new unnamed friends, got out, and we were all ready to get out but decided to keep swimming and find more sand dollars, said Ellie. Just before getting out of the water, Ellie says she heard Adele scream, "Shark!" and began swimming as fast as she could toward the beach. Lee and I started swimming for our lives. We didn't look back. I didn't even know if the rest of the group was following us. Suddenly, I heard Lulu yell something like, "Stay calm." I finally got close to the shore, so I stood up and turned, and my life was changed forever. Instantly, I only see blood. The entire ocean is red. Ocean waves bring the blood closer than I saw my sister. She was screaming for help, and then she reached out to Lila because she was closest to her, and I could see her arm. Her arm was without her hand. It was just a limb of flesh, blood, and muscle. No hand to be found. I started crying. She continued, I immediately see that not only her hand was gone, but basically her whole leg. I can see her whole thigh bone, and there is barely any muscle left. I don't even think her foot was still there, but I do not remember. They laid her down, and I just stared at her leg, but did not cry. I could not cry. I had to be there for Lulu. I went up to Lulu as soon as she was laid down and held her hand with one hand and her head with the other so that the waves would not crash into her. All I could hear was, "We need a tourniquet, fast. We need a better tourniquet than this. Hurry, hurry." Ellie says that the shock of the moment sent her mind into a blank state, allowing her to focus solely on her injured twin. She kept telling Lulu that it would all be okay and held her eyes open due to fear that she would die if she closed them. Shortly after Lulu was carried to shore, their mother, Anna Blair Gribbin, arrived. She ran to Lulu but could not do anything besides just look at her. She couldn't hug her, kiss her, or say anything to her. And then she saw Lulu's leg. She screamed a horrifying scream that I will never forget, wrote Ellie. She had to be held back so that the doctors could do their job. I hugged her and let her cry into my shoulders while the doctors on the beach stopped the blood flow to her leg and arm. Despite the chaos, Ellie said that she had to stay strong for the sake of her mother and sister. On the way to the hospital, Ellie says the car was filled with lots of crying, but her grandmother reached out over the phone with words of comfort. She told me something I will never forget. We were talking, and the first thing I said to her was, "You will never get to cheer us playing volleyball together again." She told me that it was okay because Lulu wanted to become a doctor and she didn't need volleyball to be a doctor. The attack on the three women that day sent shockwaves across not only the beach community but the entire coastline. Lulu went on to be able to go surfing again and also to play golf, leading a very rewarding life after such a tragic and horrifying incident. A very large bull shark was suspected in this particular attack. Bull sharks are extremely aggressive. If you liked this story and are interested in more shark stories, please subscribe. I have several on there and continue to plan to post more. Thank you for being with me.